Yeah, what's up guys? Welcome to grade 10 Maths paper 1 November 2023 paper. I am Gaston Mapala. If you're first time tuning in on this channel, please make sure that you watch this video until the end and make sure that you like this video and also give us a subscribe if you really enjoy this content and if you really think this content is helpful. You can also leave a comment on the suggestion on which question paper would you like to see. Otherwise, other than that, let's go on with this question. We will be doing also paper 2 as well. All right, okay, let's look at 1.1. 1.1 says determine without use of a calculator between which two integer does this square root of 112 lie. All right, so you're gonna come here, say 1.1, right? Okay, then what does the square root of 112 lie? They said without the use of the calculator, but guys, you can cheat. They will never know that you use the calculator. So square root of, I'm just trying to find out where is this number sitting. Square root of 112 gives us 10.583. so you can see that this number it's somewhere between 10 and 11. It's in between 10 and 11. So if you ever look at this, you can take out is between 10 and to 11. All right, so this number lies somewhere here in between. So what do you do in this case? What you can do, you can take out 10 squared as your number and also 11 squared as your number, leaving this number here in between, that this number lies somewhere there in between. So if you have a look at this here, you can see that 10 squared gives us what? 100. So you can also put your inequality signs there. You can say for the numbers that are greater than 100 and also 112 for the number that is less than 11 squared. 11 squared will give us 121. All right, so in order for you to get the integer, you can square both sides. You can get a square root of this side here, all over 112, and then you get a square root here. Remember, you are looking for the number, for the integer. You are looking for the integer, not for the square. So this basically will therefore give you 10 for the numbers that are greater than 10 but less than 11. In this case, greater than 10 but less than 11. All right, so that's basically how you would do this one, guys. You just have to look at, they can give you different numbers. You just have to look at, let me say for an example, you just have to look at where is this number sitting. It's from 10 going to 10.5, so it's between 10 and 11. So you can just have a look at between the square. You take that number, you square it, and then you take the square root of the number. I hope it's clear, guys. This is just the sets. All right, if you have a question though, please let me know on the comment section below. For now, let's move on to 1.2. all right, 1.2, it says that simplify fully. So they want us to simplify here at 1.2. right, let me look for a different color and then we're gonna simplify further. So 1.2 says we need to simplify. We've got 1.2.1. in this case, it is what? It is x minus 1 plus x squared, therefore close bracket 3 minus x. So guys, if you have a look at this one, guys, you can multiply binomial first times first and then last times last. I hope you guys remember first times first and then last times last. Okay, there we go. So now what I would do, I'll take this one, bring it this side to make life easy. Always do this, guys, when you're doing maths. Nothing wrong. Make it easy for yourself to do what they're asking you. Right, here we go. So it's going to be 3 times x. Okay, so it's going to be 3x. Therefore 3 times -1 is going to be -3. Therefore 3 times x squared is going to be plus 3x squared. Okay, that's it. Now you do the last here. -x times x is going to give us -x squared. negative x times negative 1. Negative times negative gives us positive. X times 1 will give us x, and therefore negative x times positive x squared is going to give us negative x cube. Why? Because x times x squared is going to give us x cube. All right, with that, now you must come here, you check for like terms. We've got a 3x here. Do we have another x? Yes, we've got 3x there. If you can see, I'm going to put a dot here. Then we've got another x here. So 3x plus x is going to give us 4x. Therefore, what do we have? We've got minus 3 there. There's no any other number. So minus 3 will just be minus 3 alone there. We've got 3x squared minus x. There you go. 3x squared minus x is going to give us plus 2x squared, and therefore there's nothing else left. We're only left with x cube. Okay, and that's how you would deal with a question like this one. Straightforward, guys. Binomial. Therefore you simplify. You can leave it like this, or you can just rearrange and say negative x cube plus 2x squared plus 4x minus 3, just to make sure that you go from x cube, x squared, then x, then also a constant here, which is c. All right, and that's it. And then let's move on to 1.2. Right, it says here we need to simplify. We've got x plus 1 all over 2. I'm trying to be as slow as I could, guys, so that you can easily follow me here as well. If you are also doing 1.2.2, please pause this video, try to do a solution for yourself, and then also you can play this video again, then watch it to check if you made a mistake somewhere or if we got the same answer. Right, so now let's have a look at this one here. This one is the fractions. With fractions, you must get what is known as an LCD. So we are going to check here what is an LCD, lowest common denominator in this case. So our lowest common denominator is what? If you have a look at here, is going to be 34. So our LCD is 34. So it's going to be 34 here. 2 goes how many times into 34? 2 goes how many times into 34? It goes 17 times. So you are going to say 17, therefore times the numerator. So it's going to be x plus 1. Okay, great stuff. So now we come here, 17 goes how many times into 34? It goes 2 times. So you're going to say 2 times the numerator there, which is 1 minus x. Therefore 30 goes how many times into 34 goes how many times into 34? It goes 1 times the numerator there, which is going to be 7. All right, so therefore once you do that, you can still, this is multiplied by 34, which is our LCD. Now you can remove the bracket by saying binomial. 17 times x is going to give us 17x. 17 times 1 is going to give us plus 17. Therefore we are done with that one. Negative 2 times 1 is going to give us negative 2. Negative 2 times negative x, negative times negative gives us a positive, guys. Therefore we are going to say 2x here. Right, so now here you have got 1 times 7 is just going to be 7. Now it's time to simplify further. What do we have? We've got 17x here. Let's look for another x. We've got 2x there. 17 plus, still is going to be over 34. 17x plus 2x is going to be 19x. And then 17 minus 2 is going to give us 15. 15 plus 7 is just going to give us 22, positive 22. All right, let me know if you got the same answer, guys, on the comment section below. Now let's move on to 1.2 1.3. As you can see, guys, I'm not rushing. I'm sticking to the basics, following everything that needs to be followed if you are dealing with equation that needs to be simplified. All right, so let's come here. 4x to the power of 3. These are exponent. 8 is going to be 1 minus x. Therefore, that is going to be 2x minus 3. All right, now they're asking us to simplify this. This 4, we can change. What is the lowest number here? Guys, step number 1, you must look for the lowest. The lowest number is 2. So it means we must change this into 2. And then also this 8 must be changed somewhere, somehow, to make it into 2 to the power of something. All right, so now let's have a look at this. 4 can be changed to, okay, let's have a look at this. 4 can be changed to 2 to the power of 2. However, you've got a power there, so you need to write that power here as well. Did you see what I just did? 8 can also be rewritten as 2 to the power of 3. So therefore, you're going to say times 2 to the power of 3. Therefore, you must put also the exponent that is there. Now, this 2 here, there's nothing that we can do. How did I know that I need to change everything to 2, guys? If you're asking yourself, you knew because the lowest number on the numbers that are there, it was 2. So now let's have a look at here at the top there. We need to remove the bracket. Is going to be 2, which is going to be to the power of 2 times x is going to be 2x, and then 2 times 3 is going to be plus 6, and therefore times, you remove the bracket, 3 times 1, 2 to the power of 3 times 1, 3 times negative x is going to be negative 3x, then also 2 to the power of x minus 9. All right, so there's a rule in exponential, guys. If you remember, it says that if the bases are the same and we are multiplying, what do? We add all the exponents together. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's come here, 2 to the power of 2x plus 6. Therefore, we are adding plus 3 minus 3x. Therefore, plus x minus 9. This is what happens when you're adding the exponents. So now what are we left with? Let's see what happens when you simplify the exponent. 2 to the power x. Okay, 2x. We've got an x there, 2x, and another x here, and another x here. So therefore, this is 2x plus x is going to be 3x, and then 3x minus x. Therefore, all the x's are gone. They cancel out. Here we've got 6 plus 3 is going to be 9, and then 9 minus 9 here is going to be 0. So we've got 2 to the power of 0, and we know according to the exponent rule, anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Right, hope you guys are still following me. Now, if you have any question on this page, please let me know on the comments section below. And also, when you ask a question, please guys, let me know which question you're asking. Say in 1.2.3, for an example, you don't understand how did I get 2 to the power of 0. With that, give this video a like and share it with your classmates. Let's move on to 1.3. Great stuff. 1.3 says here we need to factorize fully. Let's go ahead and do that. Factorize the expression fully. Okay, so we've got 1.3.1, right? Under 1.3 we've got x cubed minus 10 to the power of x squared plus 21x. Okay, great stuff. So now if you can see here, this looks like a trinomial. First thing first, you can see you've got an x there, we've got an x here, we've got an x here. So therefore, what does that mean? We need to take out a common factor. Great stuff if you said common factor, guys. So if we take out a common factor here at x cubed, remember guys, it must go back if you were to remove the bracket. So if you remove x here, you are left with x squared minus here at 10x squared. If you remove x, you're going to be left with 10 and 1x. Here at 21, if you remove x, you're only going to be left with 1, with 21 on its own. Right, so therefore with that, let's go. You can come here and then you're going to have to say now x, then you need to solve this trinomial here. We're going to do double bracket x and then x. What are the two numbers? When you multiply them together, they give you 21, but when you add or subtract those numbers, is going to give you 10. Do you hear my question, guys? Let me say that again. What are the two numbers? When you multiply them together, they give you 21, but when you add or subtract them, they give you 10. Can only be two numbers. It's going to be 7 times 3, but do this 7 have to be negative times negative as well, so that it gives us a positive number there, 7 and a 3. Then when you add these two numbers together or subtract them, when you say negative 7 plus negative 7, let's see, negative 7 plus negative 3, it gives us what? 21. So which means what we just did here, it is correct. All right. If you're still struggling with factorization, please let me know on the comment section below. I will link a video that specifically explains how to factorize, the difference from or factorize dots, trinomials, difference between two squares, how to take out a common factor, when do you do which method to use, grouping, and all those kind of methods that you need for factorization. Let me know on the comment section below if you are still struggling with factorization. I'll do my best to show you as many videos as you can on this channel that are explaining exactly that part and with different examples thereof. All right, so let's have a look at 1.3.2 is going to be x squared negative z2 plus x plus z. Okay, great stuff. So now let's see how do you deal with a question like this one here. What you can do here, you have a look at this part here. This part here is difference between two squares, as you can see. And if you have got a square and a square, and then you just have to come here and say double bracket. The other one has to be positive, the other one has to be negative. Okay, difference between squares, guys. You know how we deal with difference between two squares in this way, and then z plus x will just remain as that, right? And that's how you would deal with a question like this one. Or you can also remove a common factor or not. Let me just have a look at this one right here. What can you do? Okay, great stuff. So you have got that and that. If you can see here, not really. Can you remove the bracket? No, you can't. Okay, yeah, and this is how you would deal with this one here. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, I think you can also take out a common factor. If I look at this properly, you can take out a common factor of x plus z. Therefore, it means here, in this case here, you are going to be left with, x minus z. So that when you remove the bracket, you will go back there, and then here you are going to have plus 1. Okay, yes, you're going to have plus 1, therefore close bracket. Great stuff. So you took out a common factor of that. Great stuff. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to 1.4. 1.4 says that you need to solve for x. All right, I hope you guys were still together here. I'm trying to move as slow as I can to make sure that you guys fully understand me. If you don't understand, please leave a comment on the comment section below. I am Gaston Mapala. I specialize solely on mathematics, and I love mathematics a lot. And I hope you guys, you are going to enjoy this lesson, and also you would fully understand, and it will be beneficial to you. All right, 1.4.1, it says that we need to solve for x minus 3, and then 2 minus x is equal to negative 2x. Okay, so what do we do first here? We've got a negative 2x here. What we do, we need to remove the bracket. So therefore, removing the bracket, you remember guys, binomial, first times first, last times last. Okay, first it's x times 2 is going to be 2x. X times negative x is going to be negative x squared. and therefore negative 3 times 2 is going to be negative 6. Negative 3 times negative x is going to be plus 3x. Therefore we have got a negative 2 on this side. Okay, so now if you have a look at this one here, guys, we can take negative 2x squared this side. Okay, so we have got 2x there, and we've got a plus x here. So 2x plus 3x is going to give us 5x. Then we have got a negative 6 here. Then we take this 2 to the other side here. If it jumps an equal sign, it's going to change the sign. Plus 2x is equals to 0. All right, so now let's group the like terms. We've got 5x there, and then we have got also here 2x. So therefore it's going to be negative x squared. Therefore 5x plus 2x is going to give us plus 7x. Negative 6 is equal to 0. Therefore, guys, we can't factorize here with a negative here, so we must divide everything by negative 1. Negative 1 here, negative 1 there, negative 1 there, so that we are left with a positive x squared here. Negative times negative is going to give us positive x squared, then minus 7x, then here we're going to have plus 6. Okay, so now we are left with a trinomial, the one we are familiar with. Now we need to factorize this trinomial here. What are the two numbers? When you multiply them together, they give you 6. We only have two numbers. We only have 6 times 1 and then 2 times 3. So the number that when you add or subtract will give us 7 is these two numbers here. So we're going to have put a 6 there and a 1, but we need to decide which one needs to be negative. Both of them needs to be negative. Why? Because here is a positive number there. Okay, because here we've got a positive number. So therefore it means now x will have to be equal to 1 or x is equal to 6. Okay, great. Now let's move on here and see that we move on to question. Now we are in question. I'm going to put a line here so that we don't get confused. Now we're moving to 1.4.2. Right. So we have got an exponent here, which is 3 to the power of 3x minus 1. And therefore it's equals to 27 x minus 18. Okay. So now on this equation here, let's have a look. We are given that and that. So if you have a look at the lowest number here, guys, a trick, the lowest number is 3. So it means we need to change this 27 and make it a 3 as well. 18, we can leave it as it is because it's a constant number. We don't have to really change it. It's fine. We're not too worried about this one. Okay. So now let's see. Now we have got a 3 here. It's going to be 3x minus 1. Okay, so therefore now here we can change this 27 you can change it to be 3 to the power of 3 gives us 27. So when you multiply this 3 with this x is going to be just x minus 18. Therefore we take all the x's to that side. But also, guys, remember when you're solving for x, you need to break this thing apart. You're gonna say 3x, and then before it became bases were the same initially, then we had to add the exponent. That's why we ended up with 3x minus 1. So therefore you break it apart, break this exponent apart, guys, and then you take this one to this side. It's going to be negative 3 to the power of 3x is equal to negative 18 on the other side. Okay, great stuff. So now if you have a look at this thing, guys, you have got 3 to the power of 3x, and here you've got 3 to the power of 3x. What does that tell you? It tells you that we have got a common factor. Indeed, we're going to take out this common factor 3x. So if we remove this 3x, what are we left with? We're left with 3 to the minus 1. Here if we remove 3 to the power of 3x, we're left with negative 1 close bracket is equals to negative 18. Great. So now listen very careful. When you reach this stage, you can simplify this first, guys, or you can go to your Casio calculator and then just divide by this, because now you are looking for this to be alone. 3 minus 1 negative 1. I did a question like this in grade 11, and there's some reason the grade 11 they were not getting it because they were not pressing the calculator correctly. So now please make sure that you press the calculator correctly, guys. Close, and then that's it. So negative 18, don't forget, negative 18 all over in brackets 3 to the power of negative 1 minus 1 into your calculator. When you punch it, is going to give us is equal to 27 is our answer on the other side, which is also a positive 27. All right, so now with that, we know that 27 we can still change it to make it also have a 3 to the power of 3 gives us 27. If the bases are the same and therefore you are solving for x, therefore it means the exponents are also equal. So therefore it means you're going to divide by 3 here, divide by 3, x is equal to 1. Now you can give yourself a round of applause if you got 1. Thank you very much. If you don't understand, let me know on the comment section below. Now let's move on to 1.5. 1.5, it says here that the sum of 3 consecutive integer is equal to 39. Determine with the use of an equation the 3 numbers. Okay, determine the 3 numbers. Okay. And then it means here, guys, what you need to do, this is 1.6. okay, it means now 1.6 here, guys. Let me just see 1.5. okay, great. 1.6 it says here 1.6. Did I skip 1.5? I think I really skipped 1.5 here, guys. I don't see 1.5 here, but it's okay, it's fine. Just one of those mistakes while I was preparing for this lesson. Please let me know what you guys think. What is 1.5? What is the equation, or what is the answer for 1.5? If you don't get it, I will make a video just to explain that particular question, but for now let's go to 1.6. 1.6 says those 3 integers here. Let's have a look. 1.6, it says 3 numbers. So it means the first number is x. So in order to go to the next number, because they said consecutive integer, so it means they are following one of the after the other. So this is, if this is number 1, so the next one you'll just add 1 onto it, plus, and then x, the next one you will just have to add 2 onto that number, is going to give us 39. All right, so therefore now you can add these numbers all together. X plus x plus x will give us 3x, which 1 plus 2 will give us 3, which is equals to 39. And then therefore you can take 3 that side. 3x is equals to 39 minus 3, which is going to give us 13. 3 is equals to 36. Therefore you divide by 3, therefore x will have to be equals to 1, 2. Right. So if x is 12, then what are the rest of the numbers? Therefore, if x is equals to 12, then the other number will be 12 plus 1, which is equals to 13, and the other number will be 12 plus 2, which is equal to 14. And those are your 3 consecutive integers. When you add them, when you add them together, they must give you 39. So even if you can add those numbers together, you will see, guys, that they will give you 39. Therefore it means we are correct. Now let's move on to 1.7. 1.7, it says here that solve simultaneously for x and k. Normally, guys, I think on the textbook we are used to solving for x and y, so please pay attention on this one. I'm gonna be just slow as I can to make sure that I do justice on this question. 7.x plus 3k, it's equals to 19. All right, so if you have a look at this one, guys, you have got here equation number 1. You can mark this as equation number 1. Here you can mark this as equation number 2. Right, so now if you have a look at, you can use any equation to make a third equation out of the other one. So the best thing to do is to use equation number 1 because it looks simplified and straightforward. Okay, the aim here is to get one of this k on its own, make it the subject of the formula. So what we're going to do here, we're going to say, okay, no, take k to that side, 4k rather, 2x is equals to 20 minus 4k. All right, so therefore you can divide everything by 2 in this case here, or let me rather do it like this so that you guys don't get confused. I said divide what? Everything by 2. Divide everything by 2. It means x is equals to 10 minus 2k, which gives us equation number 3. Now guys, now you tell the person or your teacher that, well, this is what you're going to. You're going to take equation number 3 and then put it into equation number 2, and then you do exactly that. Where is equation number 3? Equation number 3 is here, is 7 plus 3k is equals to 19. So you take this one, you put it inside this one. So where there's x, you're gonna put that one. So let's do this. Where there's x, you're gonna take this x here and call it ISO. So this is what you're gonna do. 7, therefore 10 minus 2k, number 2k, that's you guys. All right, minus 2k is plus 3k, it's equals to 19. Basically what I just did, I took this x because we are saying x is equals to 10 minus 2k. Where there's x, we put this here. Right, so now what do we do now? We remove the bracket. 7 times 10 is going to give us 70, and then 7 times 2 is going to give us minus 14k, and then 4 plus 3k is equals to 19. Okay, so what we can do now is to group the like terms here, and then we solve for 4k. So now if you have a look at, you can take 70 that side, negative 14k. Okay, I'm gonna take 70 that side, so it's going to be 19 minus 70 here. Therefore here is going to be minus 14k plus 3 is going to give us 11k. All right, great stuff. So now we have got 11k in this case. So it's going to be, now we are left with, I'm gonna think at some point here, guys, don't cheat yourself, you're gonna need a calculator. Okay, so 19 minus 7, just double check me, there is going to be minus 51. Okay, it's going to be negative 51. So therefore 11k to 11, then we're looking for k here, therefore k is going to be equals to, so if you divide by 11, if you say 51 divided by 11, let's see, did I make a mistake here somewhere, guys? Oh, okay, I made a mistake here somewhere. Let me see. Okay, 7 times 2. Did I made a mistake here somewhere. All right, so here, well, this is what I'm getting, 4.6, I think so, 4.6. Let me know what you think, guys. I think maybe somewhere, somehow here, this looks a bit weird, but that's what I got. Right, and then if you can see, there's a plus there, so really, all right, once we get k, we can come here and say substitute. You can tell the person who's marking that, substitute k into equation number 3. Right, so therefore it means x is equals to 10 minus 2k, where k, we already know what is k, it's 4.63. therefore it means our x value will therefore be equal to, it's going to be equal to, yes, our x value in this case is going to be equal to, this looks okay, is going to be equal to 0.73. Let me know what you think, guys. Maybe there's something here, I'm not sure, but this is what I got. If you got something different, or maybe the paper looks a little bit different from this one, but let me know. But the concept will remain the same, nothing will change. I am Gaston Mapala. Let me see you on the next one where we'll be doing question 2, or link the description or link on this playlist here to move to question 2.